Yeah, and he spake a parable to this end, that men ought always to pray and not faint. Men is meant always to pray and not faint. Let me tell you something about prayer, is that there is 3 Ds that the enemy uses: is disappointments, delays, deception, and deceit. And 2023, 2024, 2025, we have to be ones that pray. And the Bible talks about, in Luke 18, verse 1, it talks about, it spoke a parable to this end, that men ought always to pray and not to faint. Not to faint. And we can't, we go through situations that happen in our life. And, there's a lot of things going on that are happening 2023, 2024, 2025. There's things that's taking place and happening. And we just need to pray and not faint. Men ought always to pray and not to faint. We can't faint. We have to pray. And this message is one that is later. There was one that was before this, but this is an important one because we can't faint. We must not faint. We have to pray. And I don't know exactly what part of the world you are listening to this, but I know it's going global and it's going all over, and it is actually viral. So men ought always to pray and not to faint. And we have to pray. God protect our prayer lives. That's our message. God protect our prayer lives. God protect our prayer lives. Our prayer lives need to be protected. That is actually the message. God protect our prayer lives. Our prayer lives. Our prayer lives have to be protected. Have to be protected. Our prayer lives have to be protected. It doesn't matter what you go through or what you face. It has to be protected. Our prayer lives have to be protected. No matter what you face, no matter what you go through, our prayer lives have to be protected. It doesn't matter. We can face a lot of things. We can go through a lot of things. But our prayer life has to be protected. A lot of things fight our prayer life. Our prayer life is fought in many different levels. And it could be from people, it could be from things, but many different things happen in our life where our prayer is fought. Our prayer is fought. Our prayer is fought. And we have to take stock on the way our prayer is fought. How God is conditioning us to pray. Sometimes it's disappointments because it doesn't happen. The answers don't come straight away. Sometimes it takes ages to get our answers. Sometimes happening and things happen in our prayer life. Sometimes it takes ages to get answers. And what do we do in that meantime? What do you do? Just continue to pray and faint not. Faint not. Just continue to pray and faint not. No matter what goes on, continue to pray and faint not. Don't faint. Don't faint. And please don't faint. Don't faint. Continue your prayer and don't faint in it. Don't faint in your prayer.